Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Greg. I'm going to go over the cryptocurrency market and let you guys know what possibly is going on or where I'm looking at it from and what I did. Oh, and by the way, do me a huge favor, drop a like, hit the subscribe button, be greatly appreciated. Help my channel grow a little bit. Trying to get people to look at this in a more reasonable fashion in the crypto markets, guys. It's just more of a patient waiting game. So what's going to go on is that Bitcoin is going there sideways. Like I said before, you're probably better off just painting your walls and watching the paint dry. At least you know when that's going to have an end. It will dry someday, but Bitcoin, how long it's going to stay in there. So the deal is with Bitcoin is that my opinion, it's not going to 10K. It's not dropping from here to 10K. So more likely what Bitcoin is going to need to do, if you want to see this massive drop to 10K, as I mentioned before, is you're going to need to see something at least like that. And then it can make a trek down to 10K. Okay. Just based off the wave structure. The other reason is because the GBTC chart that you have here is coming up to complete a correction. And GBT has been in a correct GBTC, which is Grayscale Bitcoin Trust, and all it has in its portfolio is Bitcoin. Is that it needs to? It's coming to finish a correction. It's been in one since February 21, all the way over here to October of 22. So a long, drawn-out correction for GBTC, and you can see it's coming up to complete correction, and probably means that you have higher odds at some point of Bitcoin hanging out in this area until it can finally make a move to wear people out of the market and get them bored out of the market. Okay. And that's what it's going to do eventually, is just wear people out and bore them out of the market. Okay. So that's what I think is going to be going on. The market is going to cleanse people out of the market. Okay. That's what they do. And once that last little cleansing is done, it will probably get ready to get out of there. So that's usually how it happens, guys, in my opinion. But this is the main thing. Mid-range thing right here, the 10-year treasuries, guys. That's why Bitcoin's going sideways. That's why there's no movement in the markets, even though there's a little bit in the S&P, things like that. I don't think the market's really going to go anywhere until the bond market is resolved. And that's one of the reasons why I think the Fed is going to do a pause probably in January 23, somewhere around there. Because if they keep doing what they're doing, they are going to crash the bond markets. It's becoming an issue without a doubt, guys. This is becoming an issue. And just for those that don't know, the bond market is by far much, much bigger than the stock market, guys. Much bigger. Lots of more dollars value worth in the bond market than there is in the stock market. Okay. Which dwarfs it. Literally dwarfs the stock market. And the stock market dwarfs the crypto market. So just to give you an idea how big that is, trillions upon trillions upon trillions in this market, guys. So that's why I think it's going to happen. It's going to be more of a probably patient waiting game till the Fed does a 75 basis point rate hike in November 2nd or 3rd. And then what's it going to do after that? So it's basically, what is the Fed going to signal? And then also the S&P 500. It does look like to me that it's some sort of bottoming pattern here, and it could go up. So here, in my opinion, on the S&P 500 is the worst case scenario that I'm looking at here on this chart, is that the S&P has a 5-wave sequence down, okay? And then it could be doing a sequence back up of 3-wave. And then it might do a wander on back down to do another 5-wave back down like that is a possibility that could be going on that you want to be aware of. I don't, could it just do a move here like that? It could. I'm not expecting it because of this. Okay. I wouldn't expect it until that's resolved. Okay. So where does that leave you with Bitcoin? Like I said, guys, Bitcoin and going over Bitcoin is that I think it's just going to hang out in this area, could dip back down like this and go like those areas. And the GBTC chart is going to just hang out in that area. Same thing as Bitcoin. And then eventually it's going to be able to do a swing out of there. So at a minimum, as I put in my other videos, as I mentioned before, boom, it could do a swing like that. And then it could eventually come back down. Same thing with Bitcoin, a swing back up, and then it could come back down. Do I think that's going to happen? I don't think so. I don't think so. I think that it's going to be like, what was that, 2015, where Bitcoin made that massive, it did a massive 3-wave swing for a period of 6 months or something like that. That could happen here. I put that in other videos that you want to be aware of that. There could be some sideways action going on with Bitcoin for a while. So no moonshot. No moonshot for Bitcoin, probably for a bit. However, you want to be in coins that have good setups. Okay. So I'm going to go over a few coins, pay attention to. And then I just mentioned it before for some people is that you don't want to be married to a coin. You want to do setup. So like Arweave, you know, I really don't like Arweave, but you have to admit it. Look at Arweave. It has a pretty good setup, right? Has a pretty good setup. And you can see it's up there. It come back down and do another swing up. So in this market, contrary to belief, you can make decent money right now in the market on the long side. Same thing. Don't underestimate Aave, guys. Nobody wants to hear about Aave. The facts are is that Aave's trying to pull off a bullish sequence right there, even considering the market conditions. And when they're bullish, they'll be bullish. It'll be a struggle for them to pull that off. Okay, so as an example, you can see this is a little tiny one. Maybe it's come back around and try to do another little one over here, and it's going to take a lot longer. If the market was bullish, then Aave would probably be up here at 112 as an example. A left zero is another one. Made a video about that. It's flying under the radar. Nobody's talking about that because it's, you know, dangerous coin. But you know, you're going to make more in this than you are in Bitcoin, in my opinion, with obviously a lot more risk. Just went over Chiliz. Chiliz is probably in a correction. Check that out. It made a nice bullish move off the June bottom over here and went up 2.5x. Casper is another one. Looks like it's trying to I would say it looks like Casper's trying to pull off its last wave. So you see third wave peak here, and then it's probably trying to pull off a wave. So you might see the RSI like this, and then the candle bodies up here possibly with that. I'm paying attention to that, looking for an entry into Casper. Dot. This is one until I exited out of that at 58. Just because of this bearish divergence on Elrond, guys. So EOS is another one. Somebody asked me about that. I like EOS's setup. I think that it can make a shot to $2. You know, it's more of a longer play, guys. So, and the reason I stayed in EOS is because EOS has been in correction for 1,500 days. It wants to go bullish. It wants to do bullish, at least it wants to do some sort of ABC or something like that. It wants to get out of there. ICP, of course, testing people to their wits' end. Once again, probably hang out in those areas for a little while, in my opinion, with ICP, guys. Injective protocol is another one. It's like, this to me is a head scratcher. What is it doing? So I don't have an entry into this yet. I was thinking about it there at $1.80. I was like, okay, what is it doing? I was kind of hoping that it would go up, down, and then swing back down here. This one is really, honestly, guys, this is I'm head scratcher for me on injective protocols. So you want to pay attention to this coin. It's looking pretty good, guys. You know, it's just, look at that. It's going straight up. You know, just have to wait and see. Is this going to be corrective? The problem is sometimes with this is it could be setting itself up for a moonshot. That's the problem. That's why I was like, oh man, I wish I would have entered in over there. You know, but I was waiting for it to get down to the bottom of my box and never did it. It never did it. That's sometimes what happens with cryptos, guys. That's why you have to have a variety of cryptos. So like, you know, this is Lido DAO. Lido DAO is pretty good, guys. You know, I think it's going to do pretty good, you know, once it gets done here. Did it try to pull off something right here? It could have been a 3-wave move. And Luxo is another one. See Luxo here. It's pulling off that 5th wave. It's going to complete that. You have bearish divergence, might hang out up there for a little while and then make its correction back down to these initial areas of 550, more or less, guys. And then Metis, you know, Let's see what Metis is going to be trying to do here. It looks like it might be trying to pull off a diagonal of some sorts, maybe. Just have to wait and see with Metis, guys. And then Quant, here's Quant down in a wave, up in a three-wave, probably down back over here, get down to 140. It could be as low as those. If it gets way down here, guys, consider that a gift with Quant. If I see that, I'll be loading up. Quant is a bear market darling. You have to admit that. Quant is a bear market darling. If you got in 45, 45 to 50 down here, and it's that's a 4x, guys. And Quant's going to finish off that sequence, 350, 400. And if there's a Fed pause, then Quant's probably going to go to 2000. Something like that. 1800, 2000, I think, are the numbers. Anyhow, I just want to go over those coins, let you guys know, quick update, what's going on. But this is going to be, I made a video last week, I think the beginning of last week, and I said, this is what people are going to be talking about. And I started noticing that in the media, this right here, the bond market. So in my opinion, that the Fed is going to do a pause, guys, because of this market right here. Okay. They keep doing what they're doing. They're going to crash this market. And then that will be, I don't want to say that's going to be doomsday or anything like that. That will be a serious problem. Look what happened with the UK. Their bond market crashed. What did that bank have to do? The Bank of BOV, what do they have to do? They start money printing again, save the bond market. And the Fed knows that can happen over here. All right, that's the end of my video. If you made it all the way to the end, do me a huge favor. Drop a like, hit the subscribe button. Peace.